Do HIV have to arrive at your doorstep so early? A question that most might find uncomfortable, yet it's crucial to address. This is about HIV, a virus that has claimed the lives of millions, a global health crisis that needs our immediate attention. To put things into perspective, as of today, more than 38 million people across the globe are living with HIV. This is not just a statistic, it's a testament to the heavy impact of this disease on the lives of individuals and communities worldwide. HIV is a significant health problem, and it's not confined to any region, age group, or demographic. It affects people from all walks of life, and it's a ticking time bomb that we need to defuse. So, before we delve deeper into the issue, let's first understand the magnitude of the problem we're facing. So, what exactly is this unseen threat that we're talking about? Let's dive into it. HIV, or human immunodeficiency virus, is a virus that attacks the body's immune system. It's like an unwanted guest that barges in and wreaks havoc on your body's defenses. But what does that mean exactly? Well, our immune systems are our body's personal security team. They're always on the lookout for harmful invaders like bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens. When the immune system is working well, it's a force to be reckoned with. But when HIV enters the picture, that force gets weaker. You see, HIV specifically targets and destroys a type of white blood cell called T helper cells, or CD4 cells. These are like the generals in the army of your immune system. They coordinate the immune response, telling other cells what to do and when to do it. But when HIV destroys these cells, the immune system's communication line breaks down, making it difficult for the body to fight off infections and diseases. Over time, as more and more CD4 cells are destroyed, the body becomes more susceptible to opportunistic infections and diseases that it would usually be able to fend off. Now, if left untreated, HIV can progress to AIDS, or acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. But it's crucial to understand that HIV and AIDS are not the same thing. HIV is the virus that causes the disease, and AIDS is the final stage of the HIV infection. Not everyone with HIV will develop AIDS. With early detection and proper treatment, people with HIV can live long, healthy lives without ever progressing to AIDS. But here's the kicker. There's currently no cure for HIV. Once it's in the body, it's there for life. That's why it's so important to understand how this virus works and how it can be prevented. Now that we understand what HIV is, we should focus on how one can contract this virus. HIV isn't something you catch by mere contact or through the air, it's transmitted through certain activities. Now let's delve deeper into understanding these activities. Firstly, the most common mode of HIV transmission is unprotected sex. This includes vaginal, anal, or oral sex without the use of a condom with someone who has HIV. The virus can be present in bodily fluids like semen, vaginal and rectal fluids, and blood, and can pass from one person to another during these intimate activities. Secondly, sharing needles, syringes, rinse water, or other equipment used to prepare drugs for injection can also transmit HIV. When these tools are shared, even tiny amounts of blood can carry the virus from one person to another. This is why it's so crucial to never share such equipment. Thirdly, mother-to-child transmission can occur during pregnancy, childbirth, or breastfeeding. HIV can be passed from a mother who has HIV to her baby. However, with proper medical care, the risk of transmission can be significantly reduced. Now that we've covered the primary modes of transmission, let's clear up some misconceptions. HIV cannot be transmitted through casual contact like shaking hands, hugging, or sharing a meal. You can't catch HIV from a toilet seat or from mosquitoes either. The virus does not survive long outside the human body, making it impossible to contract HIV in these ways. In essence, HIV transmission is linked to specific activities and not casual interactions. Understanding this is crucial because it helps us distinguish between activities that pose a risk and those that don't. This knowledge can guide us in our choices and behaviors, allowing us to take steps to protect ourselves and others. Remember, HIV is not a spontaneous infection. It requires certain conditions for transmission. It doesn't just happen, it's linked to certain activities, and in understanding these activities, we can better equip ourselves with the knowledge to prevent its spread. Knowing how HIV is transmitted can help us understand how to prevent it. As we move forward, let's explore the practical ways we can prevent HIV in our everyday lives. Preventing HIV isn't about fear, it's about knowledge and taking the right steps. It's about empowering ourselves with the right tools to ensure our health and safeguard our futures. One of the most crucial steps in preventing HIV is practicing safe sex. This means using condoms consistently and correctly. It's important to remember that both male and female condoms can provide a barrier against the transmission of HIV and other sexually transmitted infections. Not only that, but they also prevent unwanted pregnancies. Safe sex isn't just about protection, it's about respect for ourselves and our partners. But what if we could take a step further in prevention? What if we could use a medication that could help us stay HIV negative? Well, it's not a hypothetical question. Pre-exposure prophylaxis, or PrEP, is a reality. This is a daily medication that, when taken consistently, can reduce the risk of getting HIV from sex by about 90%. It's a powerful tool in our prevention toolbox, especially for those at high risk. Now let's talk about another significant step in HIV prevention: regular testing. Knowledge is power, and in this case, knowledge about our HIV status gives us the power to protect ourselves and others. Regular HIV testing is recommended for everyone between the ages of 13 and 64. If we know our status, we can take steps to either keep ourselves HIV negative or to manage our health if we are HIV positive. Another critical aspect of HIV prevention is not sharing needles. Sharing needles or syringes for drug use is a direct route of transmission for HIV. If you, or someone you know, is injecting drugs, it's important to use a new, sterile needle every time. Needle exchange programs exist in many places and provide a safe way to dispose of used needles and to obtain new ones. Education, my friends, is the cornerstone of HIV prevention. It's about understanding the virus, how it's transmitted, and how we can protect ourselves. It's about breaking down the stigma and misinformation that surrounds HIV. Let's arm ourselves with knowledge, let's have open conversations about HIV, and let's encourage others to do the same. In the end, the power to prevent HIV lies in our hands. It's about making informed choices, about taking care of our health, and about respecting the health of others. We have the tools, we have the knowledge, and we have the ability to make a difference. Prevention is always better than cure. And this couldn't be more accurate when it comes to HIV. You hold the power to prevent HIV, not just for yourself, but for others too. Imagine a world where HIV is no longer a threat, a world where everyone is knowledgeable about the virus, where there are no stigmas associated with it, and where prevention is the norm. That world can be our reality, and it begins with you. The first step towards prevention is education. Understand what HIV is, how it spreads, and how it affects the human body. This knowledge is not just for you. Share it with your friends, family, and community. The more informed we all are, the better equipped we are to prevent the spread of HIV. Next, make it a point to get tested regularly. Knowing your status is key in the fight against HIV. It allows you to take immediate action if you are positive, and it gives you peace of mind if you're not. Regular testing also encourages a culture of openness and acceptance around HIV, breaking down the barriers of fear and stigma. Safe sex is another crucial aspect of HIV prevention. Use protection every time, no exceptions. This not only prevents the spread of HIV but also other sexually transmitted infections. It's a simple step, but one that can save lives. Lastly, let's talk about the stigma surrounding HIV and AIDS. It's time we put an end to it. Stigma fuels fear, and fear leads to silence. Silence, in turn, allows the virus to spread unchecked. By openly discussing HIV, by treating it as a health issue rather than a moral judgment, we can help reduce the stigma. Remember, preventing HIV isn't just about keeping yourself safe, it's about protecting everyone around you. It's about creating a healthier, safer society for all. So, what are you waiting for? Start today, educate yourself, get tested, practice safe sex. Speak out against stigma. Remember, your actions can make a world of difference. Together we can stop HIV.